Hello, weary travelers. Pull up a chair and join us. Thank you for tuning in to the Bear in the Moon Tavern. We are presenting for you tonight our episodes of Thronescapes, Season 1, Captives and Crowns. This is our 4th or 5th episode. I, as always, am your DM, John, and I am joined by our player, our heroine, the central figure of this tale, Rose, who plays Kalianna. So thank you for tuning in, and as a reminder, we air these videos every week. Every Saturday they go up, so if you would please give us a like and a subscribe, ring the notification bell, and help us against our ongoing boss battle against the ultimate BBEG, the YouTube algorithm. We would love and appreciate every single one of you. But in the meantime, enjoy our tale as we begin Thronescapes. So grab your dice, prepare to roll initiative, for the adventure of a lifetime awaits in this thrilling fusion of literature and tabletop gaming. Welcome to Thronescapes, Season 1, Captives and Crowns. All right, welcome back. As a reminder, last time our intrepid adventurers continued to forge deeper up and down throughout this prison that they had found themselves in inexplicably after Holy Moly Day. After they fell into these pits that formed underneath the feet of thousands of people. And they awoke locked inside this room, chained to the wall, where they suffered for 2 weeks before figuring a way out. After some dungeon diving, some puzzles, and some harrowing combats against 2 insane dragons, they find themselves at the precipice, at a great locked doorway. So let me go ahead and move you there. Yep, there we go. You are now... should be loading into the proper map. You are in the puzzle room. You had just solved the puzzle of 8 parts. Holding and unlocking the different powers, the different essences, as these 2 great locks unlocked and the door lowered. In the distance, you can see daylight. You can smell fresh air over this stale, musty air that you've been breathing for who knows how long. The only thing standing between you and that light you see are 4 great chains that cross the pathway diagonally and crosswise.
Is there a way to remove the chains from the door?
As you approach up to the chains, you see them, and they are bolted into the different cardinal directions of this tunnel. 2 to the floor, and then 1 on each wall. crossways and then up and down and side to side. And as you approach them, the first one goes diagonally in this direction, from the top left to the bottom right. And you can see the arcane runes on it glowing. And as you reach out and you look at it and you touch the chain with a loud clank detaches from the wall and dangles.
I'm gonna touch the next chain and see if it stops.
You reach out and you go to the next chain, and that one is in this direction, from the bottom left going crossways to the top right diagonally. And when you reach out, you see that those runes glowing a different color. The first ones were glowing a purple color. These are glowing a yellow color, almost golden light. And when you reach out and touch them, click clank, and they start dangling.
Third set?
You go up to the third set and you grab them, and when you do, these are glowing with a green color. And these green chains stand fast in your way.
Caius, can you try to touch these chains and see if they fall to you?
These chains are going crosswise, I'm sorry, but they're going from left to right in a straight line, right about at chest level. And as Caius goes up, he says, "Okay, fine, we'll see if this works for me as well." And he reaches out and he touches it. When he does, clank, and the chain falls. The last chain goes straight up and down. It's thick, strong links. These aren't like tiny chains like garden fences. These are like ship chains. They are massive. And they hit the ground, and it is very audible just how heavy these chains are. And the last chain, Caius reaches out and touches, and nothing happens.
What color are these ones?
Red.
Lavi, will you try these chains, please?
Those are big chains. I can't pick that up.
You don't have to pick it up. Just touch the chain on the door, please.
And she barely touches it with the slightest of pokes, and when she does, a loud clank as it disconnects from the floor, and it's just dangling there before falling limp. When the fourth chain clanks, there's nothing standing between you and daylight, and you hear the sound of snaking as the chains start to drag across the floor and into the walls.
Walk forward and walk out of here. Well, I grabbed my loot. Well, no, never mind. Loppy, eat all the loot. Oh, yeah, I walk out of here.
You walk out of there. When you walk out of there, the bright summer light. Let me pull up my text for this. I don't want to improv too much when I wrote so well. As you stumble out of the impressive confines of this prison, looking around, you see that this prison lies within a great black pyramid. The stark contrast of the outside world greets you with a biting chill. Winter's cold grip clings to this island, the air heavy with a dreary, damp chill that seeps through your clothing. The daylight, muted by thick, overcast skies, casts an eerie pallor over the landscape. The familiar sounds of this island, the distant crashing of waves, the rustling of wind through the sparse trees, and the occasional call of a distant seabird, are suddenly interrupted by unsettling noise. From deep within this pyramid behind you, a low rumble begins to build, growing louder and more insistent. The ground beneath your feet starts to tremble and shake, as if the very land is awakening from an ancient slumber. The sound of stone scraping against stone fills the air, a harsh grinding that sets your teeth on edge. As you rush out, you see that accompanying this is the rhythmic clinking and whirring of ancient gears, the mechanical precision evident in contrast to the natural sounds of the island. Looking on, the top of this pyramid begins to shudder violently, the once solid structure now in motion. Massive stone and metal slabs shift and slide, revealing intricate mechanisms hidden for eons. The noise crescendos into a deafening roar as the peak of the pyramid unfolds like a blooming flower, ancient hinges and joints groaning in protest. The sight is both mesmerizing and terrifying, a display of long-forgotten engineering, defying the passage of time itself. As the pyramid continues to open, a sense of foreboding settles over the two of you. The air grows heavier, laden with the weight of ancient secrets about to be revealed. Each stone that moves seems to echo with the whispers of the past, and a cacophony of spectral voices that have lain silent for centuries. The transformation of this pyramid reaches its climax, and for a moment it seems that time itself stands still. The island holds its breath, the natural world subdued by this great mechanical spectacle. Then, with a final thunderous boom, the last of these stone slabs slam and lock into place, and this pyramid top stands open, a gaping maw of darkness and mystery. Silence settles once more over the island, the tumultuous noise of this pyramid's transformation giving way to an eerie stillness. Hearts still pounding by your narrow escape begin to relax. The adrenaline starts to ebb away, and Caius stands staring into the distance and says, "My Corlon's jaunty legs." Just as a sense of calm starts to take hold, a thunderous roar pierces the air, reverberating from deep within the pyramid's newly opened summit. The ground once again trembles and shakes as a great and forgotten beast emerges from the dark, open maw of the pyramid. Rising into view is the armored rider you encountered earlier, now astride a colossal and spectral dragon. This creature's body is a swirling mass of translucent energy, green in light, and shimmering like a ghostly apparition in the dreary daylight. Its immense wings, though ethereal, stir the air with a tangible force you can feel as they even unfurl. The dragon's head, however, is solid. It is a massive dragon skull that glows with potent magical energy, shimmering the air around it. It is covered in golden and intricate designs, melted and fused onto the bone, and that create intricate patterns that seem to pulse with light. Thousands of gems embedded in the skull catch the muted light and sparkle like a constellation of malevolent stars. The sight is magnificent and terrifying as some ancient power has reawakened. The armored rider, the figure of dark menace itself that you saw pointing at you previously in the hallway, raises a wicked greatsword and points it towards the north. The command is clear, and the spectral dragon responds with a mighty flap of its ethereal wings, and you feel yourself pushed to the ground from the force of the wind. Even the ground itself shudders as it lifts off, soaring into the sky with a roar that echoes across the island. As it flies northward, its ghostly form leaves a trail of shimmering energy in its wake, haunting reminder of the power unleashed. Watching in awe and trepidation, the vision of this dragon and its armored rider sears into your minds as they disappear over the horizon. And that's when the mist starts. First, it falls and drips from this energy that was left in the sky before it starts to flow and pour out of the pyramid. A thick white and gray smog that sinks and flows like some great viscous thing. Green lightning sparks and jumps throughout the mist as it drips down the edges of the pyramid, slowly spreading like a molasses or syrup, slow but steady downwards towards you. This does not bode well, Kalianna, says Caius. I know where we are. That was the Pandorica, which means we are in Sharos.
I thought you said the Pandorica was impossible to break out of. It's where it's impossible. No one's ever. I thought it was a fairy tale that Kira told. It was just an impenetrable prison that no one's been able to break out of or in hundreds of years.
It was.
Oh.
Lavi pipes up and she says, "Oh, what?"
Was impossible to break out of until we broke. Okay. Which means whatever else was imprisoned also. We left the door wide.
I guess you're a better thief than you thought. I don't know what that smoke is, but I don't want to find out. And he's going to grab his double-bladed saber, and he's going to say, the only way forward is forward.
I'll follow behind him.
So this island, outside, it is clearly wintertime. Dreary gray clouds over the sky, even before all of this happened. And the threat of snow is palpable in the air, though the ground is clear right now. You figure it's the beginning of wintertime, place it around November in our time frame. Though in this world they use different names for their months. You can hear the crashing of waves in the distance that lets you know that you are near a great body of water, and that this is indeed a small, relatively small island. I don't know if you've ever been to Hawaii or not, but kind of how you can always smell the sea breeze on Hawaii, even if you can't see the sea from where you're standing. On the big island of, what's the big one? Maui, I think? Yeah. But you can always tell that you're near the water, even when you can't quite see it because of the terrain around you. And the terrain around you is palpable. The outside of this pyramid, you can see is toppled ruins made out of great marble, long forgotten and overgrown. And even the pathway and the marble stones on the ground before too long are overtaken by jungle around you in each direction. The jungle has fallen silent in light of this deafening mechanical transformation of the Pandorica into a wide open box, spilling forth terror and evil into the world.
Safest bet might be those ruins.
As you start to approach the ruins, you can see that this mist starts picking up. in speed, in velocity as it continues downwards the sides of the pyramid, green lightning flowing and echoing. And you make, pardon me, you make your way out towards these, among these ruins, seemingly to find some sort of shelter or a pathway.
Somewhere that we can be safely obscured from this fog, something that we can use to like makeshift a door, walls, roof.
All right. I am going to send you something to look at briefly, and then we will go that way as you have unlocked a new mission in your mission tracker.
Very cool picture.
Thank you. You should notice now that there's something to put in there that there is a completed and active section to your mission tracker in the journal tab.
What is this bad? It's very cool.
But what it says is, long has the legends been told of the impenetrable prison that cannot be opened or broken into. So long, in fact, the tales of what it held within have been forgotten. Evil, malice, wickedness, until now. The Pandorica was completely impervious to assault from without, but from within, it seems not as much. Solving the ancient puzzles with their powers and bloodlines, our heroes seem to be the perfect key to the prison that must be opened only from within. This begs the question, why were they put in there, and by whom? So, heroes, what now? Go ahead and, Kalianna, make me a survival check, please.
18.
18, that's a beautiful survival check. Going through, you're able to pick out this pathway of stone. You and Caius and this bloated round dragon. And you're able to find a set of ruins. Let me move you there now. Oh, I just realized that your tokens are a little messed up. Let me fix that. What's your current hit points?
Current hit points after combat.
You feel invigorated by this energy and experience.
56.
Okay, and that means that just doing a little Roll20 work. I'm sorry. Hold on. There we go. Perfect. So, you feel invigorated. I've got your token updated. I'm going to move you to the ruins you found.
Awesome.
As you make your way to the ruins, the night starts to descend very quickly. The sun sets. In the matter of about 10 minutes, it went from on the horizon to gone. And the clear night air dims and the stars start to disappear. Tiny wisps of smoke start to coalesce as this fog turns into a sheer curtain that blocks out every last bit of light. It starts at the edge and creeps towards this small town that you've discovered on the edge of these ruins, threatening to swallow you whole. Within the darkness, you hear the sounds of movement and moving earth, and you hear voices that carry on the wind, muffled and indistinct. You are not alone. The scent of sweat and cooked meat assaults your nostrils as you catch sight of the other inhabitants of this structure you found. Orcs! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. They look a bit stronger and better organized than a typical raiding party, but they're also just as uneasy about the gathering darkness as you are. You notice them, they notice you, as their campfire sits. One of them, dressed slightly differently, approaches you. She looks fierce. She wears a white wolf pelt around her shoulders and the tusks of a great beast around her head. She has a wooden carving of an eye on her necklace, and you hear Caius mutter something about orcs and Geros, but you can't quite make it out. But she speaks and she points to you, and in a very broken comment, she says, "Elf, human, orc friends."
Put my hands up. Friends is good. Ill will towards you. May we join you by the fire?
I am Zanomi, chieftain of this tribe, remnants of tribe, ripped away from home, lost here. Far from home, but good cattle on this island, good cows. There are monsters in the night. The Great Pyramid spews forth evil. And she points towards the mist with the green lightning through it. And she says, "We are in for a long fight. But if we fight together, we will survive." And she looks at her orcs, her 4 orcs, and she says, "There were 20 of us."
I am happy to join you in battle as friends and allies in whatever upcoming fight there seems to be. What type of monsters come from, then I'll point towards the creepy mist, that?
Ready your blade, warrior, and you will see. And you see as the orcs behind her They all pull out their weapons. And she says, "What name we call you?"
I go by Kalianna.
Zanomi. And one of the others, this tall orc, he's maybe 7 foot tall, and he has 7 boar tusks around his belt. He stands and he draws 2 of them and he says, "Rukog." Another stands. This guy, you see that on his back, he has 3 extra axes, great axes, but he holds them in his 2 hands and he says, "Zomath." Another stands forward, and he is wearing full plate armor, and it is painted black. And his hair is bright red, his beard is bright red. And he dips his axe into the fire, and you see the oil on the axe ignite as he raises it above his head, and he says, "Murab of the Fire Giants." And the final one is probably the strongest orc you've ever seen. He's missing one of his arms, but you see that he carries a great axe in one arm, in one hand. And he just looks towards you and almost a whisper says, "Yadaba." "We are of the Split Tusk tribe, and we will establish our claim to this land."
I will not stop you. I just wish
As you say this, you are interrupted by a scream. Echoing from the mist, you hear the loudest scream you've ever heard. Think those first three notes from the Led Zeppelin song.
Okay.
It is a loud and echoing scream as they yell, "Prepare yourself! The dead rise!" Roll initiative. You see emerging from the mist these suits of armor marching forward, powered by this blue spectral energy, calling out for the life of the living, as well as a second group of enemies, rotting corpses, decked out in full plate armor, not plate armor, but full military armor, as they draw their weapons and point towards you and start rushing and running up this hill. Zanomi says, "Orcs will take the north!" And they run to the north end of the compound.
So we'll take the south.
All right. All right, so I don't have dynamic lighting set up on this map so that you can get the full scope of what's going on. So I hope you'll forgive me for that.
Forgiven.
So going up first, beating even Kalianna in initiative, is this Ghast, as it rushes forward through one of the cracks and openings, and it's going to run to attack this orc, Rukog. Rukog has withdrawn his boar tusks, ready to use them as daggers, but this monster comes up and It's an 8 and an 8 to attack him, so it runs up and it starts chomping its jaws and clawing at him with its hands. But Rukog dodges the blows, barely getting out of the way. Kalianna, it is now your turn.
I am going to, as a bonus action, activate Cloak of Air.
All right, can you post it up for us? So that everybody at home knows what it does? As a bonus action, you seize control of the air around you to create a protective veil. Until your concentration ends, attack rolls against you have disadvantage. When a creature you can see misses you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction to force them to repeat the attack roll against itself. So what does your Cloak of Air look like?
It would look like air swirling around me in almost like a vortex-like pattern.
Okay, very cool.
And then I'm going to move Yep, I'm standing in that middle spot right there, move over 5 feet, just kind of post myself in the doorway of all 1, 2, 3, 4 entrances that I can see.
5, but yeah.
And I'm going to hold an action to attack whenever one gets close enough.
Neat. Rukog isn't waiting for anybody, and he pulls out, he's got his weapons in his hand, one enemy is right up on him, and he's going to attack. As he yells, "Fagromsk!" Oof, he gets a 23 and a crit. Way to start off strong. So he will deal 7 and 16. That's 23 points of damage with his first round. Good round. Next. Held action goes off. As from the east, one of these spectral cursed gas runs up to you, launching itself across the ground, almost like a feral animal, snapping at you and clawing at you. What's your held action?
I'm going to attack with my soul knife. That's gonna miss. It's a 15.
15's gonna hit. So as this thing runs up towards you, you summon this blade of psychic energy and lash out straight towards it and deal 11 points of psychic damage. It looks angry and it's going to lash out at you. 2 attacks at disadvantage because of the Cloak of Air, correct?
That is correct.
That's a 20 and a 15. Do either of those hit?
AC is a 21.
AC is a 21, so both of those attacks will miss you. You are not hit for 15 damage and paralyzed. But that is its turn. Jomath's turn. Jomath is going to run to the north following the orders of Zenomi. So is Murad. Another one of these gas runs into the compound and is going to immediately make swings out at Lavi. That's a 10 and a nat 1, as even the round dragon is able to lift its paws and rear back up and dodge these attacks. It is now Lavi's turn. Oops, that rolled that like 10 times. But she turns around and she's going to immediately blow out her breath weapon. This thing needs to make a con save. And it fails and takes a nice ton of force damage. After Lavi is Caius's turn. And for Caius's turn, yeah, he's going to go up and he's going to help Kalianna because she needs help. So 5, 10, 15, 20 feet to get into flanking. He's going to lash out with that double-bladed scimitar twice. Oh, geez. Well, with an extreme amount of grace and elven accuracy, Caius crits twice. And he will deal 83 points of damage. Holy smokes. As he comes in and riding the winds. You feel as he takes the cloak of air from you for a second to get this spinning sort of swirling slash. He's going to slash out twice, one with each end of his double-bladed saber. And he crits twice and deals a crap ton of damage. Slicing this thing and separating it from the living world. It hits the ground. Zenomi's turn. Zenomi's going to come up here, and Zenomi's going to cast Bless. As she holds on to that wooden eye around her neck, and she makes out a call in Orcish, which I don't believe you speak. And suddenly you see all of the orcs sort of swell a little bit bigger and move a little bit faster. That will be Zenomi's turn. Next up, we have this one, which is going to come from the north and move in and immediately attack Jomath. And is going to miss twice with an 8 and a 14. Man, these guys are not having a good time. Yadba, the remaining orc, is going to run up and help Rukog and will swing. But the orcs are on it as he misses with the first swing, flips the axe around, goes for a backswing, and crits for 17 points of damage. Top of the round. Stuff happens. 1 second. More figures emerge from the mist, ready to tear you to pieces. But first is this one that's getting double teamed, rolling higher than even Kalianna, and will attack. It gets a 7 and a 19 to hit Rukog. The 7's not going to hit, but the 19 absolutely will, and it will deal 13 points of slashing damage to Rukog, who has to make a Constitution saving throw. Rukog fails, and you see as you hear as the other orc, Yadba, the one-armed monster, whispers out, "No, you must keep fighting, brother." But Rukog is paralyzed. Kalianna.
Alright, I'm going to C1. Actually, I'm going to hold an attack again. I'm going to parry as a bonus action since I'm not moving, and then I'm going to hold with an action and attack.
All right, so parry is a bonus action, but it adds 2 to your AC, right?
That is correct.
All right, you've got it. Rukog is paralyzed. He makes a save at the end of his turn. He's so early in initiative, he might be able to save himself. And he does. Lucky Rukog. Coming from the north, this one rushes in and will attack the orcs as well. With a 17 and a 24 to hit. The 24 is going to hit and deal 7. Another con save. As Murab of the Fire Giants takes 7 points of slashing damage, but is not paralyzed.
Those things hit hard.
What'd you say?
I said those things hit hard.
Yeah, they do. This one is dead. And next is Jomath. As a reminder, Jomath is the one carrying 3 separate axes. And he was attacked by one, dodged the attack, and you see as he just throws the great axe in his hand at the one he's attacking, draws another great axe. He gets a wow, roll 20's rolling hot for your team tonight. Rolls a nat 20 to crit for 18 and then a 9. So when he throws the axe, it buries into this ghast, and he follows up with a second swing of the second axe, but it just passes harmlessly through, and the axe buries itself into the stone walls. Next is Murab of the Fire Giants, who's going to take a swing as he yells out something in Giant. You speak Giant, right?
Yes, actually I do, because Goliath speaks Giant, right? That's the...
They do, yes.
Then yes, I speak Giant.
In Giant, he yells, "For Amen the All-Father!" And he swings twice with a 21 and a 15, hitting with both times, cutting into this gas for 18 damage. And then after he hits twice, he yells, "Conquer! Pillage! Kill!" The gas, this one who's recovering from the dragon breath that Lavender released, is going to hit her twice. It gets a 22 and a 23 to hit Lavi. I need Lavi to make a Constitution saving throw against a poison. Not a poison, actually, just an effect. Lavi gets a 19, does not get paralyzed, but will take 21 points of damage. Oof. Coming up next, you see one of these armored individuals. From the north, go in to attack the orcs. And it moves into flanking. This one seems a little more clever than the others. It reaches out with its long sword to hit for 14 points of slashing damage. And then you see when it hits, it echoes and inhales, and when it inhales, a little bit of life energy flows forth from the orc as he uses Soul Wither. The orc must make a Constitution saving throw or take 2 necrotic damage, and its hit point maximum goes down. He does save, so he will take 5 necrotic damage as this thing withers his very soul. Next up is Lavender. Lavender rolls a d6 to try to recharge her breath weapon. And she does. But for her turn, she is going to reach out and try to bite this thing in front of her. She gets a 15 to hit for 20 points of damage. Lavi hitting well above her weight class, it seems. And then Caius' turn. Let's see, what is his speed? 40 feet, so he can't get into flanking, but he is going to run up and he's going to try to attack this one that's taking out, that's going 1-for-1 with Lavendara. A 23 and a 17 are both going to hit for 18 and 19 points of damage. As this one dies and he yells, "That's 2, Kalianna!" This one runs up and it's going to attack as it passes by Jomath and starting to look a little overwhelmed up there. "18 and 23 both are going to hit for 23 points of damage and a save against Paralyze. Does save. Zenomi yells out, "Close ranks! Close ranks!" This one runs up, the cursed veteran is this, the different one, and it's going to run up and it's going to make an attack against your friends, Kalianna, from the south. And Lavendara will have to make a Constitution saving throw as it tries to wither the dragon's very soul. A 12. The DC is 13, so she will take 6 points of necrotic damage, and her hit point maximum is lowered by 6. But it follows up that soul wither with a long sword attack, and with a 10 cannot pierce her hard and strong scales. Zenomi's turn. She has called for them to close ranks, and she's concentrating on Bless. The only reason why some of these are still saving. So she's going to take this turn, and with her hammer, she's going to run up and swing. She runs up, swings with a 20 to hit, and will deal 11 points of bludgeoning damage with a hammer. As she tries to save her orc from being overwhelmed. This one, undeterred by that show of faith, is going to swing on to Jomath. A 9 is going to miss, but an 8 is going to hit for 8 more slashing damage and another save. Nat 20 on the save. This veteran is going to go up and, flanking Caius, make 2 attacks. And will crit with the first. Caius makes a con save against the Soul Wither. will barely save. Yadba, the one-armed fury, swings with an audible and loud thunk against this cursed ghast. With an 11 and a 14, does not find purchase. He will then, provoking an attack of opportunity, yell out to Rukog, "Come on!" Chieftain calls. The gas lashes out at him as he runs. With 11, it bounces off of his armor. Top of the round. Oops, I skipped someone I shouldn't have skipped. There we go. Oh, hey, they added a backwards button. That's a nice quality of life adjustment for Roll20.
Yeah, that's a really new change that's really useful.
Emerging from the mist, you see more of these figures coming out. This one attacks with a 22 and an 8, hitting Rukog for another 12. It is now Kalianna's turn.
Go up and help. They seem overwhelmed, and there's only we have a dragon and a Caius. I'm not too worried, so I'm going to go up and help the orcs for right now. And I have 60 feet because I can move 30 feet with my movement, and then I'll move another 30 as a bonus action. I would have used the corners, but my mouse doesn't move diagonally, so I'd go there with 60. And then as an action, I'm going to attack that one right there. Actually, I'm going to attack the one in front of me with a lunging attack, and I'll spend an exploit dice to hit the one that's currently flanking the one guy up there.
1 second before you roll that attack.
Okay.
I noticed this a second ago, but now I've fixed it. You said you're doing a lunging attack. Go ahead and make your roll.
Yes, and a lunging attack with the exploit allows me to attack range increase by 5 feet, and I add the dice 2 damage.
Yep. So, bonus action run, and you're going to attack which one? The one right in front of you, or the one around the corner with cover?
It's not the one in front of me, but it's the one that's flanking that guy. He's got the armor on, he's got a green dot and a blue dot.
That's 15 feet. Can you reach that far?
Oh, never mind. Then I'll just try to hit the one with cover.
That's the one with cover up here.
Yes, I'll just try to hit the one with cover.
Okay, go ahead and make your roll. Yeah, even with cover, 24 is going to hit. Roll your d4 to add it to your damage.
And sneak attack.
Sneak attack is included right there on the 4. It's 2d6, and you rolled 2 plus 2. So 5 on the dice, or 5 plus 4 is 9, plus another 4 is 13 points of psychic damage to it. A good and strong hit.
And I will... That is my turn. It's action, bonus action, movement. Yep, that's my turn.
Rukog is going to attack and then run to close ranks, as he was commanded. But he's going to run up, and you feel as he runs past you and around you. And when he does, he's going to swing, and he's going to swing twice at this thing, using his bonus action for aggressive. As he can move up to his speed towards a hostile creature he can see, and he's going to swing twice with a 20 and a 25 for a total of 24 damage to this one. This one right here is going to continue to attack over at Murab of the Fire Giants. Gets a 23 and a 16, so the bite is going to... he lunges out and he's going to bite right at the gap between the shoulder and the helmet of this orc's plate armor. And then when he does, he tries to slash, but you can just hear the sound of those spectral claws grating against the metal plates of the chest armor. He will take 7 points of piercing damage. This one will dash downwards. Jomath will continue to attack now that he has a little bit of help. Actually, he's going to disengage and move. He's going to go over here and try to tend to his wound. He's not looking very good. You can see that he's bleeding profusely from multiple stab wounds. Once again, from the fog, you hear this loud, incredibly loud shrieking. And emerging from the fog, you see a different creature.
Oh no. Oh no.
And she will wail. Yep, she's going to wail, and when she does, stuff happens. She releases a mournful wail. Lavi, Caius, and poor Jomath are right within range. It must make a Constitution saving throw or die.
That's dramatic as all get out.
What'd you say?
I said, well, that's dramatic as all get out.
As the Banshee wails. as you hear Lavendara and Caius both cry out and hit the ground.
Jeez. Okay.
They both got 12, and the DC is a 13.
They both got 12.
Let me just double check, take a second to make sure there's nothing they can do about that to help. Because, oof. Nope. Nothing they can do. They're both on the ground.
She's got periaptive wound closure, though, if that helps.
I mean, that will help her, yeah. All right, that may... Oh, gee. This one's turn. This one dashes to get around the walls towards the dragon to start attacking her on the ground. This one dashes to get right there. Murab of the Fire Giants continues his fight. Gets a 16 and a 13 to hit this thing. Wait, I never rolled for the orc. Let's see what happens for that orc. Yep, that hurt orc stays up, but your two companions go down. This one is dead. This one... he runs away from the fight with the orcs and starts beelining it towards the downed character to take them out. Lavi must make a death saving throw. She passes and stabilizes at the end of her turn because of the periaptive wound closure. This changed the weather quite a bit, wouldn't you say?
I would say so.
Caius makes a death saving throw. This one is going to continue to attack the orcs. It was recently hit by Zenomi as you ran up and reached around for its friend. So it's going to turn and lash out at Zenomi. With an 8 and a 17, it misses with both attacks, and it will just slide across the armor with that claw. Zenomi unaffected and angry, bellowing out an orcish war cry. This one does not recharge his ability, and he's going to attack out. And he will cut into the dragon with a crit. She starts bleeding out again. He will dash. Zenomi will call out and say, "You fight!" and will use Healing Word and give 6 points of healing to your allies. But when she does, she gets hit with a claw and has to make 2 saves. She manages to hold concentration and not get paralyzed, but she will take 14 points of damage for helping your friends. This one will attack with flanking. The one that you had hit around the wall is going to attack the orc, Rukog, with flanking. (21) and 20 both hit for 16 points of damage and a con save against paralyzed. And Rukog barely saved. This veteran, does he recharge? He does not, so he's going to lash out. He's going to make his multi-attack. One with the longsword, one with his hand crossbow. Hand crossbow is a straight roll. And the longsword is at advantage. At advantage, a 17 is going to miss Caius. The 25 straight roll, advantage and disadvantage canceling out, would hit Caius. Caius, who is now conscious but prone, is going to use his reaction for Defensive Duelist, raising his AC by 5, bringing it to a 26, causing the hand crossbow to miss. When he does, since he's within melee, he gets to make an attack of opportunity at disadvantage because of prone. That becomes a 16 to hit. 16 is his armor class. So Caius will hit for 20 points of damage. That favored weapon of his hits hard. This one will start dashing towards Caius. Yadba, at advantage, is going to attack the cursed gas right next to you, Kalianna. His one-armed fury digging the great axe into as he swings. A 21 and a 23 both hit for a total of 13 damage. Top of the round. Do you want a minute to discuss plans here?
I mean, it's kind of just me, so and I know what I'm doing. Consulted with myself, it's okay.
Sometime you need an expert opinion, and you're pretty expert. More enemies show up at the south. Top of the round. This guy runs out. And we'll move to there for flanking against the dragon on the ground. Kalianna.
So, I don't think I've ever actually used this ability, but I think about it now. I'm going to cast a Nomadic Anchor, which gives me a range of 120 feet, and I can teleport there. I can choose to teleport there whenever I teleport. I don't have to see the anchor in order to teleport to it, but I have to be able to see where I'm putting it at the moment. So I am going to draw a line with my anchor to show you how far I'm putting it.
I gave you an anchor.
I would like to put it there on the map, if not closer, but I don't think I can see behind those other two on the left at the bottom of that arrow.
What kind of, with that wall, it'd be kind of tough, I think. But you can see the spot one to the left of where you're pointing, yeah? Here we go, but that is the Banshee's turn, her action and her bonus action. Next up, we have Cursed Ghasts. The Cursed Ghast is not going to go in for the kill shot anymore because there's a living target, so it's going to run up to the frightened target. It's going to move into that corner there. It's going to attack you twice. That's a nat 20 and a 13 to hit you.
20 hits.
So that'll be 19 points of piercing damage your way. I need 2 concentration checks, once for the psychic damage, once for the crit. Fantastic. You hold concentration on both. So as he moves in, you're still reeling from the terror of this Banshee that has fallen 2 of the strongest warriors you've ever seen. These 2 that have fought with you through the Pandorica, through the entire prison, and with a single sound they hit the ground. Your mind is spinning, and in this moment of indecision, in this moment of terror, this Ghast is able to move into a position flanking with the others and take advantage of that. This one is going to continue to attack Zenomi. With a 7 and a 23. 7 doesn't hit, 23 does. She has to make 2 con saves and 9 damage. She loses concentration on Bless, but she is not paralyzed. This veteran goes there. Mirab of the Fire Giants continues to attack and swing, 1v1ing this one Ghast and holding the doorway. He gets a 19 and 11. 11 won't find purchase. His back swing misses, but his first swing digs deep into this thing, dealing 5 points of damage. Cursed Veteran. Cursed Veteran is going to fire at you at disadvantage and then use Soul Wither. That's a 22 at disadvantage and a Constitution saving throw, please. I believe 22 hits, right?
Yes.
So 22 is going to hit you for 6 points of piercing damage, and then a Constitution saving throw, 10 points of necrotic damage. 2 concentration checks, please. You hold concentration. Lavi's turn. Lavi stabilizes at the start of her turn. Caius' turn. Caius is going to use half his movement to stand up. Caius is going to bonus action Second Wind. Expending both of those extra droplets that he still had, because those just last until a long rest. Gaining 28 and 15, that's 38, 43 points of health. Not too bad for a bonus action, I would say. Then with his action, he will siphon. Eighteen's going to hit. When it hits, he's going to do 14 points of necrotic damage to this one in front of him, and Lavi is going to regain 14 hit points. Is it resistant? It is. Lavendora is going to stand up. She is going to use her action to disengage, and she's going to fly upwards 40 feet. This ghast is going to continue its assault, and it's going to swing twice at Rukov. 22 will hit, 14 will miss. Rukog will take 7, make a save against paralyzation. Rukog saves. That brings us to veterans. Veteran 1 and 2. He's going to see if he reaches. He does not recharge, so he's going to swing twice at Caius. It gets a 21 to hit Caius and a 24 to hit Caius. Or 21 to hit Caius twice. Caius will defensive duelist since it's been his turn, which allows him to make an attack of opportunity. A 26 will hit for 16 points of damage. That brings us to this veteran. This veteran is going to move over to here. It's going to swing at you. Straight roll. And then Soul Wither Caius. Gets a nat 1 to hit Kalianna. Caius makes a con save. And will save and only take 5 points of necrotic damage. And that will be its turn. This veteran is going to move in. And attack twice. A 13 and a 9 both miss Kalianna. Zenomi's turn. Zenomi's going to attack where she is. And bonus action, Spiritual Weapon. She will hit with both, dealing 4 force damage and 5 bludgeoning damage to this thing. This cursed ghast has died. This cursed veteran, let's see if he recharges. He does not, so he's going to attack Caius twice, once at advantage and once as a straight roll, as he slashes and shoots. He will crit and he will miss. It'll be 17 points of damage to Caius. This veteran is going to run up. Move through a space, get into this corner, and swing twice at Caius. Once with its Soul Wither and once with a sword. Caius will save for half and take 3 points of necrotic damage, and a 7 will not connect. Yadba, the one-armed giant. The one-armed orc is going to swing at advantage against this ghast. 22 and 16 both hit and will take a total of 21 points of slashing damage. Top of the round. Just clearing the dead off of the board. This one's going to roll up to Caius and attempt to destroy him. 18 and 15 are both going to miss. Kalianna, it is your turn. You are frightened.
Yep. Nothing I can do about it. I'm going to attack the one in front of me.
All right, go ahead and make your attack roll at disadvantage. $14. Are you attacking up, to the right, down, or to the bottom left? Could you repeat that?
Up.
Okay, attacking up with a 14. A 14 is going to miss. So your fright overtakes the best of you as you stab out at this thing, and with a parry, it knocks your soul blade to the side. That's your action. Anything with your bonus action?
That is to attack with my bonus action.
Oh, nice. Go ahead and swing that one. A 22 at disadvantage is absolutely going to hit for 7 points of psychic damage to it. Anything else?
That is my turn.
All right, at the end of your turn, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw against fright. And it is at disadvantage because you can see the creature. 9. You were still frightened.
Okay.
This one's going to run up. Rukog is going to make his 2 swings at advantage against the ghast attacking him. Rukog and Yadba proving to be an effective team with a 22 and a 21 for 27 points of damage to this monster. It promptly dies. He's going to move and bonus action move to try and save his shaman. This gas that has been 1v1ing Murab of the Fire Giants the entire night is going to continue to 1v1 Murab of the Fire Giants. That's a 15, which will miss, and then a crit, which will do 13 points of damage, and he has to make a con save. He does save against the paralyzation, but he will take that 13 points of damage as the claw digs into that weak point. Let's see here. This one, right next to you, Kalianna, is going to move up and try to attack. Bite and a claw with a 16 and a 19. It's going to lash out at you, but it gets caught up in your cloak of air, and it's going to miss with both attacks.
All right, I'm going to try and redirect one of those attacks as my reaction.
Bite or claw?
Claw, please.
16 on the redirect is it swings with its claw, but this time when you catch it with the wind, you send the wind surging and it slashes itself across its own chest and deals 7 points of damage to itself. Pretty cool stuff. Next up, we have, where is it? This one is going to run up. And move into a flanking position against Caius for next round. Jomath, the injured, is going to dig in. 3 orcs against 1 ghast. Did it roll? There we go. 18 and 25. Both of those are going to hit. As he cuts into this thing and deals 22 points of damage to it. Slashing hard with two great slashes across this spectral and ghostly fighter. This one dashes into your group, as does this one to the south. The Banshee's turn. The Banshee floats over to Caius and is going to make an attack. But a 12 is going to miss Caius, and as a bonus action, it will use its Deathly Whispers for the second time today. Caius needs to make a Wisdom saving throw. Since he's an elf, he has advantage. A 12. The DC is 14, so Caius fails. He will take psychic damage. 10 points of psychic damage, and his reaction is already spent, so he can't move away. That's the Banshee's turn. Cursed Gas are going to attack at you and at Zanomi. So against you, we have at advantage an 18 and a 19. Both of those miss, I believe. Against Zanomi, it is straight rolls. It's a 16 and 17, and both of those miss. So they are not able to find purchase against either of you. This one dashes up. Mirab, the fire giant. Swings and cannot find purchase this round. This veteran does not recharge his abilities, so he's going to look up. He's going to fire twice at the dragon. A 14 will miss. A 23 will hit Lavi for 8. Lavi's turn. Lavi flies down to here, and she releases her breath weapon in a straight line, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, hitting 4 of them. They need to make con saves. Three successes, 1 fail. Oops, that rolled twice. But the first one was 26 points of force damage, 13 on a failure. As this gas, the first gas into the battle, actually falls from his failure. He dies. But that is Lavi's turn. At the end of her turn, she sees if she recharges her breath weapon. She does not. Caius' turn. So, Caius is going to do something he's never done before. As a bonus action, he's going to say, well, if it's time for us to start working, let's get to work. And he calls forth himself. As you see this shadowy echo of Caius appear right behind you, his shadow reaching out upward and forming into a solid copy of himself, and will start swinging. He is going to unleash Incarnation and Action Surge. So, wow, that's a lot of crits. With the first one, the Incarnation swings out its shadowy blade, flanking with you for advantage, to get a natural 20 for a total of 63 points of damage, which will slice through the one right behind you. It can move up to 60 feet on its turn, so it's going to move over here and slice down with its second swing for another crit. For 57 points of damage. With its third swing, it gets a 23 for 20 points of damage. And with its final swing, it gets a 15 for 19 points of damage. That is his action economy. So that is his turn. I'd say that was a pretty strong turn. All right, next up we have Cursed Ghast, who has perished. Let me pull him off the board. All right, we have veterans. 2 veterans. Where's the second one? There. Oh, the second one's dead. This one, third one, has his ability. This one rolls to recharge. Does not recharge, so he's going to attack Caius at advantage. That's a 7 and an 18 as he lashes out at Caius. But as he does, you see that both Caius and his echo, his shadow, are inevitably moving in concert, dodging and ducking and weaving. This one, who just got tore up by the echo, is going to swing out at the echo twice. 17 and 19 both miss. Check. Yep, both miss as this thing dodges out of the way. This one is going to run up This one is going to run up. Zenomi is going to attack with spiritual weapon and with her weapon. .24 and 22 both hit. As she will hit for 17 total points of damage. And that will be her turn. Cursed Veterans. He recharges, so they are going to attack Caius and use their Soul Wither twice. Caius saves both times, deflects both blows, and will only take 6 turns to 3, 7 turns to 3 points of necrotic damage. There we go. My little light went out for a second. Sorry about that. But that is their turns. That brings us to Yadba. Yadba is going to help and reinforce Muraba, the fire giant. You don't speak Orc, but you hear them yelling between each other. Top of the round. No further enemies arrive. That brings us to Kalianna's turn.
We're going to attack out the one that I attacked last time.
Very well. Well, the one you attacked last time died. He was cut to ribbons.
I will attack the other one that's pointing me towards the bottom left.
All right, straight roll. I'm sorry, bottom left is going to be a disadvantage roll. 21 will hit, and a 12 will miss.
That will be my turn. I'm not moving. I'm pretty happy here.
All right. You lash out with these 2 soul knives and stab them into this creature, and you can feel the psychic energy tearing and burning through its form. This cursed veteran has not used his ability or recharged it, so he's going to swing out at Lavender, and he's going to hit you with a Soul Wither. Need you to make a con save. .12 is going to bounce off of Lavendar's scales harmlessly, but I need you to make that con save or take 8 points of necrotic damage.
Shoot's loading.
Nine, so you're going to take 8 points of necrotic damage, and your max lowers by another 8. And a con save for concentration, please. You hold concentration, that's the important one, I think. Alright, Rukog is going to continue to attack. That's going to be a 12, which will miss, and a 22, which will hit for 13. After Rukog is this gas fighting Murab and now Yedba, and so it's going to continue to try and take out the one it's been fighting. Biting and clawing throughout the night, tirelessly, with the kind of vigor and force that only an undead can muster. 19 is going to hit for 14, 23 is going to hit for 14, 28 damage to Murab of the Fire Giant. But he saves with a 21 against the paralyzation. Cut and bleeding, but continuing to fight on. This ghast is flanking with you, so that's going to be 2 straight rolls against you as it attacks. Last time you made him carve into himself. This time he gets a 23 and a nat 20 to hit you.
That's it.
So that's going to be 6 points of damage and a con save for concentration. Alright, so an 8, you drop concentration, but you are not paralyzed. And you are sitting pretty at 1 hit point. This cursed gas is going to lunge out at Caius, not able to form a position of flanking, but still attacking. And that 1 and a 12 will not connect. Zomath, injured, is going to throw 2 javelins at this undead. $15 and $15. Both miss. He grunts in frustration. This gas runs up to Caius and attacks twice. This other one's going to attack you. Actually, it's going to attack the other Caius. Because the other Caius is the one that attacked. So we've got a 14 misses the Echo. 22, Caius will parry that. Nat 20 is going to hit Caius. 10 is going to miss the Echo. Caius will take 11 and make an attack against the parry. Caius will connect for 18 points of damage on the parry. Alright, now we're back to the Banshee's turn. This Banshee, who is terrified and horrified... That reminds me, at the end of your turn, please make... You would have had to make a save against Frightened.
Yeah, I rolled it. I hit con at first, but then I rolled wisdom.
Up there we go. 21 is fantastic and will work. You are no longer frightened and you are immune for 24 hours. Alright, but now that that's settled, the Banshee. The Banshee is going to Deathly Whispers for the last time today against Caius Prime. And with a 21 because of flanking, will hit Caius. No, will not hit Caius. No, yes. I'm sorry. Parry lasts for 1 attack, so 21 will hit Caius. He saves against the Deathly Whales, is not forced to run and eat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 op attacks. That'd be real bad. That's the Banshee. Ghasts. That Ghast is dead. Alright, this Ghast is going to attack Kalianna twice. It misses with the first because it can't flank where it's at, but with the second, it's a nat 20, and it's going to hit for 18 points of damage. Kalianna is going to go down. Caius turns. He calls out, no! But there's nothing he can do to stop it right now. This veteran is going to reach out and attack the war orc in front of it. $18 will hit for 5, and it will save for 4 points of necrotic damage, so 9 damage to Rukal as he cuts into him and withers his soul. Mirab of the Fire Giants continues to fight. He misses with his first blow, but he shoulders into the Ghast with the second, swinging hard and crits for 17 points of damage to the Ghast. This Ghast is looking haggard, but it's still up. Cursed Veteran does not recharge, so he rushes in. He's going to swing twice at Lavender. $16 and $10 both miss, bouncing off of her hard scales. Her turn. As a bonus action, she's going to cast Sanctuary on Kalianna, preventing attacks upon her. With her action, she's going to lash out with a bite. Caius' turn. Caius' turn. As his bonus action, him and the... expending some movement, rather, he's going to switch with his echo from where it's at, and he's going to lash out. He's going to lash out and then release a wave of air. 3 Ghast and a veteran must make a save. DC 15 dex saves. So pass, fail, pass. Or no, fail, pass. So the 2 on the bottom will pass, the 2 on top will fail, and will take the full damage. And then when this happens, the healing waters from that storm blast that Caius sends out will heal Kalianna for 12 points of life.
Yes.
That will be Caius' turn. This one, does he recharge? He does not recharge, so he's going to attack the Echo at advantage for flanking. And miss twice. This one has died. Ghast is going to move up and attack. Move to there and attack Caius, who has proven himself to be a healer, so now he's gained the attention of most. But 19 and 18 are going to be deflected by the school of spinning blades. Let's see, that is considered flanking, so this one's going to attack Lavender twice at advantage. 21 and 19 are going to hit her twice, and Lavi goes down. There we go. Lavi falls to the ground again, hurt. Zenomi's turn. Zenomi, with a bonus action, is going to use Healing Word on the dragon. Because dragon. Granting Lavi 5 points of health. Then with her action, she's going to swing out and attack. There we go, right there. 17 will hit, 17, and she's going to deal. Oof, 13 points of bludgeoning as she turns around back to the gas that's been fighting Murab and now Yadba, and she moves over after yelling out this orcish word that Lavi seems to respond to and stands back up. She runs over, slams into this ghast, and disperses its life force, killing it. Then she's going to move to this position and hold fast. Veterans 1 and 2, they are going to attack out at the effect using their ability, but their ability doesn't affect objects, so it's wasted. One of those misses, one of those hits, and is a crit. And the crit will do 20 points of damage to the echo. The echo pops. The creature looks confused. Yadba's turn. He no longer has a target, so he's going to move and charge. Right there, attacking with advantage. A 21 and a 19 both hit as he's going to deal 16 points of damage to it. That brings us to Kalianna's turn. You are prone on the ground, washed over with this healing energy from